What's going on, y'all? So, this goes to show you how much of a joke the WNBA is and always will be. Because this is the only sports league out of every single one of them known to mankind where a fan throws a sex toy onto the court and gets arrested for it against the Valkyries and the Atlanta Dream. This article is courtesy of The Athletic. The fan accused of throwing a green sex toy onto the court during a WNBA game between the Golden State Valkyries, yeah, no one has ever heard of them, and the Atlanta Dream on Tuesday has been arrested, according to league spokesperson. That person has not been identified publicly. The safety and well being of everyone in our arenas is top priority for our league. Objects of any kind thrown onto the court or into the seating area can pose a safety risk for players, game officials, and fans, the spokesperson said. In line with WNBA arena security standards, any fan who intentionally throws an object onto the court will be immediately ejected and face a minimum of 1 year ban. That sounds like more of a dream than a punishment, if I'm just being real. Because these ladies cannot sell out an arena unless Caitlin Clark is coming to their city. Let's keep it a being. In addition to being subject to arrest and prosecution by local authorities. I think that's taking it a bit far. Just have them removed from the arena and maybe ban them for, yeah, even I think a year is excessive for that. Maybe like 3 to 6 months. That's just my personal opinion. But a whole year, I mean, he's not really missing anything by not going to see those WNBA games live. If I'm just being honest. That's just my take on that. Tuesday's incident occurred during the fourth quarter of the game in Atlanta, with less than a minute left on the clock. Television cameras briefly zoomed in on the sex toy before cutting away to another slot. Yeah, last thing they need on cable television, like, that's guaranteeing like a lot of well, not a lot of viewers if you're a WNBA game. Last thing they need to zoom in on for real is a green dick. Looks like it belongs to Kermit the Frog or something. Some of the WNBA players have laughed about the incident while also acknowledging it as a potential safety hazard. Yeah, in all seriousness, yeah, all jokes aside, yeah, when you're at sporting events, folks, don't throw things. Yeah, please don't throw things. That's they don't. Even though this is pretty funny to me, at least, yeah, just it's never a good idea to throw things because yeah, they will find you and they will throw you out. I remember, I think on an episode of WWE SmackDown some weeks ago, someone threw a bottle of beer. It's one of those like plastic like bottles. I don't know if they're plastic or aluminum. Yeah, maybe one of those aluminum like hollow like bottles. Someone threw one at John Cena. I don't think it hit him, but it landed right next to his foot in the ring. And then they no longer let people carry bottles around in the arena during WWE shows. They'll just put it in a plastic cup. But then again, someone could throw the cup. And then what are they going to put the beer in then? I mean, first of all, it was super dangerous, and then we found out what it was. I guess we just started laughing. Valkyrie's forward Cecilia Zendalastini said while chuckling during a post-game news conference, "I've never seen anything like that. I'm just glad we worked through that situation. We stay locked in. We stay concentrated." Other players, including Indiana Fever's Sophie Cunningham and New York Liberty's Isabel Harrison, criticized the move as disrespectful security failure. This is from Isabel Harrison's ex account. Arena security, hello, please do better. It's not funny. It was never funny. Throwing anything on the court is so dangerous. Fans on social media widely shared clips and pictures of the situation, and an apparent copycat threw a second green sex toy onto the court Friday during another Valkyries game against the Chicago Sky. Nobody takes this league seriously, bro. And this is probably some of the biggest news they've had since Caitlin Clark got drafted, and she became the biggest thing in that league, like ever. If we're just being real here, it's super disrespectful. The Sky's Elizabeth Williams said after the game, which the Valkyries won 63 to 73-66. Excuse me. I don't really get the point of it. It's really immature. Whoever is doing it needs to grow up. Atlanta police have not commented on the reported arrest. Yeah, I'm sure that fan is going to enjoy not being able to go to a WNBA game for a whole year. He gets to save his money. I think a real good punishment, if I'm being honest, is he has to go to every WNBA game for the next 5 years. That would be a punishment for throwing a dildo on the court towards the end of the game. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be real, they're not gonna. No, that person's not gonna miss anything being gone for a whole year. Like, come on. And while I do find this very humorous, I do agree with the fact that fans really should not be throwing things onto the court. You know what I'm saying? That is a safety hazard because that is a real thing. Like, someone could slip and fall on something and injure themselves. But the fact that someone was bold enough to sneak in a sex toy, I don't want to know how they did it. Honestly, I'd rather not know that information. They were able to sneak it in and figure out the perfect moment to just chuck it in the air and see where it lands. Now, thankfully, it didn't land anywhere where the players are running up and down the court where one of them could potentially step on it, maybe slip and fall. I'm glad that didn't happen. However, it landed where they, would take the ball out, in the out of bounds area. It didn't really get anywhere where the players really be running around and all that stuff. So that's a good thing. I will say that. I mean, overall, it was still pretty funny if I'm just being real. Like, if you've seen the actual video where they actually zoomed it in on the camera, it is absolutely hilarious. You should go check that out when you get a chance. And with that being said, I'm gonna end the video right there. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, and also be sure to hit the Linktree link in my description if you would like to follow me on other social media platforms, as well as support me directly via Cash App or PayPal. And if you choose to do so, number one, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And number two, you will also get a shout out. Anyone who decides to do that will get a shout out in my next video. And you have my word on that. So until next time, y'all have a good one. Be safe out there.